Hey y'all, this is Julian Rico, and we're finally tomorrow is going to be the big game for the NBA playoffs. As I have your NBA Finals preview, and I will give you out my prediction for this Dallas Mavericks Boston Celtics game. The Western Conference champions going on the road to Boston to take on the 17-time NBA champs, the Boston Celtics, who are seeking to win their 18th title, while the Mavericks are seeking for their first title since 2011, the year when Jason Kidd, the young player Jason Kidd, won the NBA Finals, and now he's the coach in Dallas. John Mazzulla trying to win his first NBA title as a coach for the Celtics. And this is a super preview. So we got a lot to dive into. I know we are talking about the Kyrie Irving revenge game. I get it. That story is going to keep on going for this whole week. But let's start. And I will start with the Eastern Conference champions, the Boston Celtics. So with the 2023-24 season, the Boston Celtics were been unstoppable this regular season, and I scratched my head for something. But acquiring Porzingis and Drew Holiday, those were the big two guys they brought in to get. Of course, they did lose Marcus Smart, who is now with Grizzlies. But this team was been dominating. They finished the regular season 64 wins and 18 losses. On their track, this is the team to beat in the NBA Finals. If you're the Mavericks fans, and if you're Mavericks fans, you might want to start and keep an eye on this Boston team. All that, you can look at their season stats, including their playoff run, their road to the NBA Finals this season. Home record 37-4 in the regular season. On the road 27-14. In their division, they're 15-2. But in the conference, they're 41-11. But again, they are the best team for this season with 64 wins. How did this Celtics team came back to the NBA Finals and seeking for an 18th final trophy or title? Let's start round one against the Miami Heat. So in the series average, in points, Boston averaged 107.8 on points. They rebounds 45.6, assists 22.8, steals 5.8, blocks 5.2. Interesting. Turnovers 11.2, 47.4% on field goals, and on 3 points percentage was 38.5%. And on points, 75.7%. Miami, we're not talking about Miami. We're talking about the Boston Celtics series. But I'll give you what Miami did to Boston in that round one series. Their points, 92.2 for Miami. Rebounds, 36.2. 21.2 on assists. 4.6 steals. 1.2 on block. They were not aggressive on block, but the Boston Celtics were. Why? Porzingis, and he's been playing good defense on John Mazzulla defense. Continue on. 11.6 turnovers. Too much turnovers for Miami. 43.8 on field goal. 43.8% on field goals. 32.9% on getting 3-point percent, and an 81.7 on points percent. Series leader was Jason Tatum. This is probably going to be more of Jason Tatum and Luka Doncic, but I'll get to other players. So, yeah, this is going to be the story. Jason Tatum, that series, he had 21.8 points per game, 10.4 rebounds per game, and 5.4 assists per game. That was game one. Game two, against the Cavaliers, this is still Jason Tatum. But this series, after they end the Miami Heat series, which we would think Miami want to repeat themselves again, here comes Cleveland, and they've been coming into that series with some, okay, Let's get some momentum going. Boston have 1.84, and I'll do Cleveland too. But back to it. So for points, Boston averaged 108.4 on points, 42.2 rebounds, 22.6 assists, 4.4 steals, 4.8 blocks, 11.4 turnovers, 48 and a half, 48.5, which it might be 48 and a half, field goal percentage, 36.8 30-pointers and percent, and 84.1% of field goals or points. Yeah, points maybe. For Cleveland, 101.2 for points, 35.4 rebounds, 22.2 assists, 4.6. So this is the where Boston did struggle a little bit on the blocks. Boston, that was the steal. Sorry, 4.6 steals. They had that. But the blocks, again, I already said it. Porzingis is playing good defense, but he did get injured in that series. Boston did still kept playing defense. 2.6 on blocks. You can't stop Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and these other guys I'm going to mention. 8.6 on turnovers, 46% on field goals, 34.6 points on three-pointers percent, and 75.9%. And Jason Tatum led that, was the series leader in that one. He had 26.8 points per game, 10.4 rebounds per game, and 6.2 assists per game. And Jason Tatum is just killing it. And then you get to the Eastern Conference Finals for the Celtics, and it's a sweep. We get it's a sweep, but how did they do? How did they do in that series? Let's say that series was been good. So how about this? Boston, 119.5 points, 40.8 rebounds, 26 assists in the whole series. This is the average for the series. 9.3 steals, 6.3 blocks, 12 turnovers, 48.2 field goals percent, 48.2% of field goals. Sorry, I tried to get that on my head. 34.9% of three-pointers and 80%. How about that? 80% on forcing turnovers. That's crazy. Yeah, looking for Boston because, yeah, I think y'all thinking I'm going to go with Boston to win the series, but that's not what I'm looking for. For the Pacers, they had 112.8 points, 42.8 rebounds, 29.3 assists, 5.5 steals, 2.8 blocks, 15.8 turnovers, 50.7% of field goals, 33.9% of three-pointers, and 82.1 field goal forced turnovers percent. Jason Tatum, in that series, he's the series leader. I just go to NBA.com and check those, who was the series leader in that one. But Jason Tatum had 30.3 points per game, 10.3 rebounds per game, and 6.3 assists per game. The players to keep an eye on for Boston, Jaylen Brown, Eastern Conference MVP. I do expect him to make a big impact because, of course, you know him. He's been learning for Kyrie Irving, and now he's bringing this to Jason Tatum. And at this point, yeah, they're probably the best duo in Boston, maybe for now. If they win the NBA Finals, we'll see. Derek White has been outstanding in the playoffs, starting in round one all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals. He's been killing it, shooting threes. This is a team that is really going to shoot for threes and not just going in the paint and laying them up. This is a team that is really aggressive, wanted to make these tight shots. And this is a team really, really good to keep an eye on. Kristaps Porzingis, we're told that he will be 100% to play in this series. So this is a massive pickup for Boston. So he will be back for this series. Drew Holiday, who they got him from Trailblazers, and then he's playing really well as a point guard. X Factor, Al Horford. He's been waiting for this NBA title for his career, and he's looking to win his first ever NBA Finals. And if he wins this one, I could be thinking, hey, Al Horford, I think it's time for you to retire and maybe become a ballot Hall of Famer for what he has done to the game of the playoffs. So give him credit. He is going to be the guy. I think Al Horford is going to want to make a big impact for this season and maybe retire if he wins the NBA Finals this year. All right, now to the Dallas Mavericks. So the Mavericks this season, 23-24 season, their record was 15-32 this regular season. Home record 25-16. 25-16 as well as on the road. 11-5 in the division. In the conference, 31-21. And they had the toughest road to get to this finals. How did this happen? They start off round one against the Clippers. And Luka Doncic led this series. 29.8 points per game. 8.8 rebounds per game. 9.5 assists per game. And let's say this, Dallas had 107 points. This is series average. While the Clippers had 100.3 points. Dallas on rebounds, 42.3, 21.2 assists, 7.2 steals, 6.3 blocks, 11.5 turnovers, 46.5 on field goals percent, 33.5% of three-pointers, and 72.6 on forced turnovers percent. And the Clippers, 100.3 points, 42 rebounds for the entire series, 20.2 assists, 6.2 steals, 3.2 blocks, 13.5 turnovers, 43.4 field goals, 37.4 3-point percentage, and it's 79.2. And I talked about Luka, so he was the leading in this series. And we're almost there, guys, and I'll get you my predictions. We're getting there, but stick with me, guys, because I know this is the longest video I might have made. But come on, but stick with me. Stick with me. Round two against the Thunder. This is the number one overall seed, and they really came in that series. What a real champion is supposed to be play. Luka Doncic led this series. Series leader was Luka Doncic, 24.7 points per game, 10.5 rebounds per game, and 8.7 average per game. Hey Boston, are you ready for Luka Doncic whenever he makes those layups and he's gonna trash talk to you? Good luck on that, but let's keep going. For Dallas, 106 on points for the series average, 45.2 rebounds, 27.7 assists, 5.7 steals, 6.3 blocks, 14.3 turnovers, 45.4 field goal percentage. The percentage for three-pointers, 39.7%. Forced turnovers, 66.4%. For the OKC Thunder, 106 points, 40.5 rebounds, 23.3 assists, 5.7 steals, 6.8 blocks, 10 turnovers, 44.5 field goal percentage, 33.5 3 points percentage, and 83.5 forced turnovers. And then we get to the Western Conference Finals. This is one of my favorite reasons why this is the Mavericks team that went to the finals. They go up against the team that should have been in the finals. And shout out to Minnesota, who they did have this good season. The Timberwolves, really good series. I watched the whole series. It's been all Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving. But overall, this is how it happened. Dallas, 111.4 points, 41.4 rebounds, 21.2 assists, 6.4 steals, 5.8 blocks, 12.8 turnovers, 50% on field goal percentage. How about that? 38.6 3-point makes and 80.7 on forced turnovers. Minnesota, 105.6 points, 38.8 rebounds, 23 assists, 7.2 steals average. Blocks, they had 4.2 blocks, 11.6 turnovers, 45.7 field goal percentage, 36.1 3-point percentage, and 72.6 field forced turnovers. Luka Doncic led the series again, and he is the Western Conference MVP, as always. 32.4 points per game, 9.6 assist, rebounds per game, and 8.2 assists per game. Players to watch, PJ Washington, former Hornets, so shout out to him. Derek Jones Jr., and then the Batman, Kyrie Irving, who played 2 seasons, and then he wants to resign, but just said, you know what, let me pack my bags and sneak out and go to Brooklyn. Is this what I want to say to Boston fans so they can just go to the comment section and go, oh, really? We're going to talk about Kyrie Irving? Okay, forget it. X Factors. This is, I think, the biggest game for themselves. Daniel Gafford, acquired from the trade also with PJ Washington, and Derek Lively. 2 centers are playing really well in this series, and I could see them play in a great series for this season. All right, now it's time for my prediction. And I know this has been a long day, but this is my time to give you my prediction. So game 1 tomorrow, I think for all of us, people will say, okay, Boston is 3-0 to start game 1 on in this playoff series. Here's another fun fact. Kyrie Irving, the last 10 playoff games, is 0-10 against the Boston Celtics. How many good fun facts I can give it to you? But let's get to my prediction. Game 1, I think Boston will win game 1. They're gonna be whatever it takes to beat Dallas. Game 2, I think the Mavericks respond. Game 3 in Dallas. This is where I'm going to make surprises because we know Boston's a good road team. Dallas has got some OKC memory games, and I think they win game 3, and they would probably, and I'm going to say game 4, Boston's going to respond. So we go 2-2 series. Game 5, I said the Mavericks win game 5, and in game 6, I'm going to say the Dallas Mavericks to win the NBA Finals in a 4-2 series. Your NBA MVP, Luka Doncic. Here is why the Dallas Mavericks. They came to this NBA Finals confident. Jason Kidd, the head coach, came in this season with high expectations with this Mavericks team. He got his extension. Good. Back to work. They beat the Clippers. They came to OKC and knocked the number 1 seed. And then they knocked the team that was supposed to be maybe favorites in the NBA Finals in the Timberwolves. Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving have been the best duo. But Is Kyrie Irving going to worry about the Celtics fans? He's not going to worry about that. He's going to be worried about this game. And your MVP is going to be Luka Doncic, and how they're going to have a game plan to stop Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Kristen Porzingis, Drew Holiday, and Derek White. The only question is, can they play good defense against Boston? And I think this series is going to come down to Game 6 or Game 7. But overall, I think I'm feeling the confidence of the Mavericks winning this NBA championship for the first time since 2011. But what do you guys think? Who do you think will win the NBA championship? I'll leave that to you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment to who will win the NBA title as the Dallas Mavericks and the Celtics collide for the NBA for the Larry O'Brien Trophy. And as always, guys, it's been a long video. I hope I get more likes, and maybe I got you this super preview for you guys. Enjoy the NBA Finals. I will hope to watch that NBA Finals in this couch, which I am sitting right now, giving you all these information. It's been a great season for NBA, but the road will come to an end tomorrow, starting Game 1. And the Mavericks and the Celtics will look for their championship dreams to come true. Again, hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment below, and as always, we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.